And it's like, here we are again, fear and love. The traditional medical community, when you have a problem, go to them. They offer you drugs and surgery, or if you've got cancer, radiation, chemotherapy, and surgery. And they'll approach it like a child out in the yard, and if you're looking out in the yard and you see a child and it is hurting, it's fell down and it's hurt itself, you don't go out there with a stick and try and beat that child into submission to make it stop crying. You go out there out of love and try and communicate with that child out of compassion and love to find out what's happened, why is it hurt, why is it crying. Well, one area can be looked at as Newtonian physics, and the other can be looked at as quantum physics, because in the quantum physics area, this is where we operate out of spirituality, out of spiritual energy, out of love. And that's what I do. I go to that part of you, that child within, out of love, and ask that part, what's going on? Why are you hurting? And that part will willingly tell me how it wants to relieve the pain. And when we do that, it has an effect on your whole being. I have a very special guest here tonight and I want to introduce. And I've been working with Pam, and this is Pam back here. And that's my first cousin, Mike. Pam, I want you to come up and tell us your story. Pam went through the traditional medical model, and I want you to hear her experience and how the differences between love and hate. Just tell me your story.
Last September, I was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So I went in and had a full hysterectomy and the cancer taken out. And in January, I started 33 treatments of radiation to keep it from coming back. Well, around the last of May, I have to go every 2 months for a physical check. Every third May, I was back and I was having some pain in my growing area and my kidney. Well, my kidney had gotten a lot of scar tissue around it and had like almost shut down. So I go back into the hospital and have a stent put in that and find out that I have a cyst growing. 2 weeks later, I go back into the hospital hoping a lot of pain, and it's turned into a tumor. So I go back in again 2 weeks later and have that removed. So 2 weeks after that, I go back for a physical, and they opened me back up twice. And so I went back in, and he checked me, and he sent me to the hospital next door, Presbyterian, to see another cancer specialist. Well, this is the third time, and I have cancer again. It's like a fast rapid cancer, they call it. So I'm trying to John here to let him work his magic on me. I got tired of going to the hospital and being stuck. I've had 6 CT scans, MRIs, bone scans, and it all keeps coming back. So like you said, if it's not working this way, then try another. So I let him do a reading on me, and within a day or two, I was feeling probably 50% better. And then it's been 4 weeks now, and I haven't felt as good in 2 years. I'm on a juice diet, all natural vegetables and fruit. No meat, no cheese, no nothing. I've cut everything out completely. And today, I feel like I said, I feel better than I felt in 2 years. So hopefully, I know it's going to work.
And when I test her body, her body's telling me it is supercharged to heal. Because the first thing I did when I set her down is I wanted to find out where her immune system was. And her immune system said it was about 56%, and that's extremely low. Because Pam was at the point where you were at your wit's end with the pain.
Yeah, I was ready to give up. I mean, they put me on patches. I was on hydrocodone, oxycodone, Toradol. I was on every kind of medicine for the last year, and it wasn't doing nothing but just, I laid on the couch for over a month, not being able to walk from one room to the other. So, and
off of all drugs now?
I went that one day, I had the patch that the doctor was wanting to do one last They were gonna put a catheter in me, an implant in me, and do one more big dosage of radiation. Well, I done had 33 treatments, and it came back. And then I had surgery and it came back. So I wasn't going to radiation for anymore. I mean, it didn't work. I was sick. I didn't have no appetite. I looked like food and I felt like it. So, but now, I mean, doing it this way, I should have listened to them a while back. But I was skeptical, like a lot of people.
I told her that all this pain could have been avoided, but I think she needed to go through this in order to experience what doesn't work. It's like you don't have a relationship, you can't understand what hot is unless you've experienced cold. You don't know what tall is, you have no reference for tall unless you've experienced what short is. She could not experience the feeling of what being pain-free is unless she's experienced a lot of pain. She has a great appreciation, and her attitude is excellent because she wants to live. The first thing I did is I sat down and asked her immune system where her immune system is. 56%. And from my experience, and I didn't set the numbers up. To my surprise, when I was working with this early on, the unconscious told me that around 50%, your history. And she was measuring 56%. So I immediately went and asked her unconscious mind, is there an unresolved emotional issue here? And I got a yes. And it was about 90-some%, wasn't it? And we discovered what the emotion is, and we cleared it out without comment. I didn't need to hear any details. It was all about energy. And I retested her immune system, and it immediately jumped from 56% to 76% that quick. Well, I had an electronic device that I have been experimenting with based on energy, and I got her to sit down and hold this electronic device for 5 minutes. Went back and asked her immune system where it was at, and it had jumped from 76% to 92%. It's since gone to 94%. And I don't even register that high. Normally I'm registering in the 80s. But what her body was telling me is that what we did took the stress off and it supercharged her immune system. And when we did that, her body went into the healing mode. Now, you have to ask, was that cancer, was that because her body was trying to get her attention? Was that a message? We don't know what the details of it is. It could be, in fact, I've heard on TV where Dr. Mr. T said that cancer, when he got cancer, he claimed cancer saved his life because he was going in a negative direction. And when he got cancer, it caused him to change his whole direction. So we don't know. But I feel like Pam's got a story to share, and that she will be touching people's lives down the road somewhere. So thank you. I am really proud of Pam. She is doing excellent. What we're doing is we're nourishing her body, removing the toxins, and we've eliminated the emotional stress. And her body is healed. There's no doctor out there, there's no drug in the drugstore that's going to heal your body. Your body has the intelligence to heal itself. Now,